Welcome back. It is the Vegas Take, Sharp and Shapiro. So glad you could join us on a Monday. By the way, Chris Kattan, very funny comedian. He's going to be joining us on Wednesday. And since I screwed up his name, JD, can you help me out with this? We have a man running for president of the United States on the Democratic Party tonight. I'll let you announce it.
His name is David Duval.
David Duval, the golfer?
Adam Duval.
No, it's not.
No, it's Duval. It's Duval Patrick.
Duval Patrick out back east there, I believe, in Massachusetts. He's going to be joining us on the show tomorrow. We'll find out why he ran for president. And by the way, there are some rumors circulating about why he ran. We'll get to that tomorrow. But anyway, the people joining us in studio right now, they are awesome. They own the store Sixx Gun Music, and they make their own guitars there, and they're actually making a guitar for me. They're in the process of doing that themselves. I went to their grand opening a few weeks ago. It was awesome. This store, it's like a museum in there, really. It's incredible. So Daniel Margasa and Alicia Anderson are joining us in studio. They were in here before their grand opening. How you guys doing?
Yeah, we are busy as, one-arm paper hanger. Is that the...
That's a good thing.
Right.
So I said your store is like a museum. It really is because, you make your own guitars from scratch, which not many, if you go to like, I don't want to knock on these guys, like a Guitar Center or something like that, they get them mailed in. They're company guitars. The quality isn't there as the type of guitars that you have. But I walk into your store for the first time. It was the grand opening. It was really cool. You had some local celebrities there.
Sure.
Yeah, and I'm walking around this store, and it's incredible because I go in back, and that's where you guys are actually making the guitars. You could see where everything is made from scratch.
Sawdust everywhere.
Yeah, it's awesome.
I'm covered in mess.
I loved
it. That's pretty much it. It is like a museum in more ways than just that because we get pieces in, probably the stuff that you didn't even notice. We actually have the 1968, Marshall cab that Slash used to record Appetite for Destruction.
No, how did you get your hands on that?
That is I just stole it, really.
That's incredible.
I can appreciate that.
One of the producers who worked on the Appetite for Destruction album has a studio back on the East Coast, and he just had this huge collection of gear that he had, taken in, that people had worked with. He had some, a piano from David Bowie. He had this cabinet. He had some of the guitars Frank Hannon used in Tesla. And at one point, he called Sixx Gun, as people do, and say, hey, I've just got this collection of gear, and can you, buy some of it, take some of it off my hands? And sometimes we have to go through the approval process. Like we bought an amp through one of the techs from Angus Young. That also is in the shop. I have the actual Marshall JTM 45 that Angus used to record the Ball Breaker.
That's so cool. And that's what I mean when I say you walk into the store and it's like a museum.
Correct.
Just browse
there's
around.
Crazy pieces everywhere, but they're kind of tucked in. Some of them are not for sale. I mean, some of them might be for sale, but
depends on the price, right?
Depends on the price.
Everything's got a price.
And then, of course, there's the the sawdust laid in back where we are custom building guitars, and we're doing yours. Yours is coming along quite nicely.
So for people that don't know, one of my favorite bands growing up and still my favorite band today is Live. I have like a Live shrine in my apartment. And I went up to Daniel and Alicia when they were in studio last time, and I said, I have this signed, what do you call that? A pick guard from the band. Yep. And I said, I've always wanted to put this on a guitar. And now you guys are making a live guitar for me, which is so cool.
We're building a guitar around your pick guard. All we had to start out with was this live signed pick guard. And I said, but you know what? It's a easy, shape to do. It's very kind of standard. And yesterday, so, Jason was telling you it's a little more than you deserve, right? I don't know about them apples.
He's probably right. There's not a lot in life I deserve. That's true.
We did a Build Your Own Guitar workshop yesterday, which is one of the things we do at the shop where you can come in and build your custom guitar.
Is that, what do you charge for something like that?
Prices will start around...
Well, for a Strat, it's $349. Then we have the Tellys at $399.
So they're actually building their own guitars?
Yes.
Correct.
So they get a guitar out of this.
Oh, they keep the guitar.
So you give them all the equipment to do it. They get their own guitar, and in the process, they learn how to do it themselves.
Yes.
Correct. So it really is. So we work from kits because obviously, for me to cut everybody and do every neck would be, way too expensive. So we work from kits. And the kits are fully customizable, though. So you can choose different pickups, different tuners. You can have it pre-painted or stained or finished. You can do it yourself, come early and do it yourself. We had one gentleman do that.
That's what our producer does, by the way. He does it himself. I'm sorry, horrible joke.
Himself.
Go ahead. I'm sorry, terrible.
To leave with a guitar at the end of the day for $349, I mean, we give you breakfast. We give you lunch. It's catered.
I like that.
Yeah, people love that. And it's such a fun class. I mean, we're just kind of making jokes.
So I'm sorry I interrupted
you know.
you too about, and I'm glad you gave out that information. Back to back to the guitar. I'm sorry.
Well, so yesterday we had a special treat. Michael DeArmond, who is a custom pickup winder out of Southern California, he works in the Corona factory a lot with guys like John Cruz doing the crazy NAMM show guitars and all the real high ends. He's wound pickups for just so many guys. He's doing the Mick Mars sets right now for Mick Mars for the new Motley Crue tour. He's doing those. So he had a day, and we're sort of related. So he calls me up and he says, "Do you think I could come to your shop and hang out and wind pickups during your build your own guitar workshop?" And I'm like, "Absolutely not. Nobody wants your crap." So he came in and he set up and he wound pickups for us all
amazing.
day. And he actually ended up doing a set for one of the guys who built a guitar yesterday.
That's crazy.
And I had him wind the pickups for your guitar.
How
mate.
cool is that?
Yes.
How
That's
cool
very
is
cool.
that?
You know what we need here in the studio, and I just thought about this, but we need a guitar. In the middle, it's got to say 2020. Left, it's got to have Joe Biden. Right, it's got to have Donald Trump. I'm not even joking you. Like that, we need for that to take place.
Sure.
Well, how can we get this process started?
Absolutely.
Charge him $50,000.
Yeah, it's pretty
good
much
price.
just
That's
give me
fair.
you have the keys to your car. No, you know what? It's a lot less pricey than you think. We like to kind of pitch ourselves as the least expensive custom shop, on U.S. soil, because we build guitars for guys who end up playing them. Okay, so it's one thing to build a guitar that's $4,000, $5,000, $6,000. What are you going to do with that guitar?
We put it right there.
Right. You're going to put it on the wall. You're never really going to use it. Sit behind glass case.
Right.
I want guys to be out there, using our guitars. I mean, I want you to take it to the beach. I want you to take it to stage. I want you to be playing it. So a really well-played guitar should look like, like a 14-year-old kid's skateboard, right? Like,
Used.
it should
Yeah.
look used. It should look like
Yeah.
you've been playing it. I mean, if you see the real guitars that Slash and Clapton and Jeff Beck are playing, they're not
banged up. Yeah.
Yes, they are not these pretty showpieces.
They're banged up.
So, for anywhere, depending on the model, $1,200 really at the low end, and sky's the limit on the high end. But if someone gives me a budget and says, "Look, I'd like a real nice guitar," you know what I mean? It doesn't have to be your cheapest model, but can I get something out of your shop for $1,500? Well, guess what? You can, and it can be highly custom, and you could choose a lot of the details about it.
See, but I think this is a pretty cool Christmas gift, what you were just talking about earlier, where you can buy, maybe your spouse, your son, your daughter, whatever the case may be.
Happens all the time.
Hey, Mom, Dad, I want a guitar. Okay, we're going to teach you how to make your own guitar.
Yes.
I would think a lot of people would be very interested in
Yes.
that.
Yeah.
You're learning something from it, and then there's a sense of pride in it, right? When you're playing a guitar and you say, "Hey, I made this thing."
We get calls on it every day, and I would say, what's the percentage of people that come back after they build a guitar, like to build another one?
Oh, 90, I would say.
Yeah, I mean,
So you can can you make a bass guitar
yes.
too?
Yes.
Anything you
It's
want.
kind of like a tattoo. It's very addicting.
Yes.
Is what you're
it's
saying.
very addicting, and
Absolutely.
This is an
now
addictive town, so that's
Yes.
good.
Yeah, you're gonna
There's a
take,
lot of
what a
addicts
better town
in
to
Las
be in.
Vegas.
But you take your instrument home and you now play it, but you're gonna be like telling everyone like, "I built this."
Right.
So we did a bass yesterday. One of the gentlemen wanted a custom bass.
That's
and
very
he
cool.
built his bass. So we had everybody built different guitars yesterday.
Yes.
Yeah, that was
That
the
is
first
so
class
cool.
that we did that, but it was a lot of fun and the food was good.
That's awesome. That's important. The food was good the opening night when you
Yes.
invited us. So
Yeah.
if you're just joining us, we're speaking with Daniel and Alicia from Sixx Gun Music. By the way, the shop is literally right across the street from the airport off of Sunset. So check it out. I was there a few weeks ago, and it is absolutely awesome. Okay, since we are speaking about guitars, it is my understanding that you guys are going to be giving away a guitar. Can you talk to us a little bit about that?
Holy moly. All right. Who wants a free Gibson Les Paul guitar?
Yeah, seriously.
Right. Everybody in this
yeah,
room. Right?
yeah.
So we are giving away it's a vintage guitar,
It's a
88.
vintage. It's an 88,
a 1988
Wow.
Gibson Les Paul Pro.
Yep.
And a very rare guitar. They didn't make a lot of these, and they, I believe, only produced them for a year or two. And it's an interesting guitar because it's a Gibson Les Paul. It has the vintage P90 pickups in it. It's a bright yellow guitar, very rare color. They called it nuclear
This
yellow.
isn't something you could just walk into a guitar center and buy.
No.
No.
I mean, you might find 3 for sale in the whole country right now.
Really?
Yeah.
So this is like a priceless item.
It's not priceless, but it's got a value, but it is
Sure.
a very cool guitar, very similar to a Junior. And we love the guitar. It's literally one of the best playing guitars in the shop.
Is it worth 5 figures?
No.
No.
It's not a 5-figure.
No.
You can keep your car.
Yeah.
That's okay.
but-
So how do people
And
enter
we're
to
giving
win
it
this?
away absolutely free. So, all right, let me tell you. So, how do they win the guitar?
So we're just asking you to either write us in a letter or an email and give us your story. Why do you need that? Why do you want that guitar? You know?
So I also want to add that we've put a picture of this guitar on our Twitter page, which is at The Vegas Take, along with details about how to win. And I think this would be a good time to maybe take a couple phone calls. If you have a question or comment for Alicia or Daniel about their shop or anything in regards to guitars or what they're doing, give us a call now. The number to call, 257-5396. Again, that number, question or comment, 702-257-5396 is the number to call. Why don't we go to Cosmo? Cosmo is calling in. Thanks for calling into the Vegas Take. You're on with the people from Sixx Gun Music.
What's up, Kramer?
Hello, Sixx Gun. What's up? Hey.
Hey,
Hi.
Cosmo, what's happening?
I'm really interested. I got a free guitar, 63 years old, been playing since I was 10 years old, and just going back to the blues now, to Mississippi Queen and whatnot.
Nice.
I need a Telecaster. Looked at that moderate one from Fender. I think I'd have a kick with your price that you quoted in that class. It's
Absolutely.
a win-win. I'd love to come down and get signed up for a class. How awesome is that?
Any time. It is, you know what, that's one of our most popular models, and we've just built a ton of them. And we actually did a custom one yesterday. The guy kind of wanted to modify it, heavily, and he even went for the custom pickups, which was nice. But there'll actually be a video coming out of me playing that guitar because DeArmond wanted me to shoot some video yesterday, so I was just forced to rock out on it.
Well, there you go, Cosmo.
I'd like to go as Waylon Jennings as possible.
Perfect. We'll sign you up as Waylon
Our
Jennings.
next class is actually going to be January 5th. So
There you go, Cosmo.
Yep, January 5th.
After my birthday. Awesome.
Just don't party.
Yeah,
Don't
be a
party.
late birthday gift for yourself.
Don't party too hard on New Year's Eve. We don't want you to get sick,
Hey,
Cosmo.
just want to drop a line to both of the broadcasters there. Been in it for about 38 years, guys. Interesting to watch you rise up the ladder. I know you got a backstory. Everybody does. But on this project you're working on, guys, kudos. I don't agree with everything you say, but JD, my God, every call, you guys take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Cosmo.
Hey, thanks a lot,
We
Cosmo.
appreciate those kind words. It would be a boring world that we live in if everybody called into the show and agreed with everything me or JD said. So we certainly don't want that to happen.
I would simply not stand for it.
Well, there you go.
No.
You got a new customer.
Just got to stand for Brian's hat.
Outstanding.
Yeah, that sounds like that.
Yep.
Okay, so obviously you have a huge music background, and we've talked a little bit about this before.
Yep.
But some of the more famous musicians that you've met because of what you do for work, I would imagine you have some pretty amazing stories.
Holy moly. I mean, it's, I was food shopping in Ralph and just my cart bumped into Eddie Van Halen.
No way.
So, I mean,
Where was this?
this was at a Ralph's in Burbank. Well, really,
We don't
Studio
have
City.
Do we have Ralph's here? I don't think we do.
Studio City.
So how many years ago was this?
This is quite a few years ago. I mean, this is probably in the early 2000s.
He's like, Eddie Van Halen, you catch him on the wrong day. He might not be nice,
This is
so
true.
how did this
And
go?
I bumped into him twice, and the first time was, literally I bumped into him, and I'm sitting there in the Campbell soup aisle,
And you see Eddie Van Halen.
and I see Eddie Van Halen, and so we get to chatting, and it was, obviously just going back a ways, and I actually suggested that we should jam. I said, I play drums. Of course he doesn't know I play drums, but
Right.
so we get chatting, but. Then it was probably a year later, I ran into him coming out of a little jazz club called La Valie, and he was walking out and I was walking in. And yeah, I mean, he was more in a hurry, and he was, more the Eddie, like, I'm going to get going on my way, But he's a nice guy. He's obviously a huge inspiration, even for guys like myself, even though my background is as a drummer. We build guitars. Everybody who knows guitars knows Eddie Van Halen. And
course.
he is just, for the kid who wants to come in and spray paint his own guitar and really do the Eddie thing. I mean, we're happy to help out because he's a huge inspiration and obviously a monster player.
Of course. Most famous person that you ever made an instrument for.
Holy moly. Most famous. We're doing it right now. We're doing one for, we've done quite a few, but we made one for Doug Aldrich from Whitesnake.
Oh, of course.
We are doing one that will be delivered. It's
Whitesnake,
literally.
do they still tour anymore?
They do, yeah. They're
Yeah.
still, David Coverdale's still doing some stuff, but we're doing Billy Gibbons' guitar right
nice.
now. So you'll be happy to know that it's sitting in the paint booth next to your guitar, awaiting paint. So
you know what I
these two
feel like?
guitars are both awaiting
I feel
paint.
like Wayne's World, where I go, I'm not worthy. I'm not worthy. You have these famous musicians that you're making, and then some idiot on the radio that's a teenage fan of the band Live.
A giant live fan.
Yeah, I mean, one of the most interesting people and guitars we're doing, we're also finishing up right now. Did you see the Bart guitar?
I did not. No,
Okay,
I
so we
don't
have
think
this,
I did.
this guitar, I call it Screaming Bart. It's like Bart Simpson and his mouth's wide open and a guitar neck coming out of his mouth. And that guitar we are doing, you know what? I can't even say who we're doing it for. I'll tell you after we give it to him because it's
Donald Trump?
Sort of a
No.
surprise. But on the next show, I'm going
No,
to tell you.
okay.
We'll have pictures of that guitar.
Anthony Weiner? No, okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No. None of the presidential candidates. And
Okay.
there's probably some I don't want to make guitars for. But,
Right, fair enough.
pretty soon we'll be talking about the Clintons. So,
Yeah, no, we're not going to do that.
Yeah.
We're not going to do that. But
I would do that.
yeah.
No, we don't need to talk
would.
about the Clintons. I'm not really interested in talking about Bill and Hillary.
I got a question for you.
Yes.
In your opinion, is Prince a top 5 guitar player of all time?
Oh my God! So I got a good Prince tie-in coming in. Absolutely. There's guys that maybe technically could outplay Prince, right? But as far as a creative element in the music world, I mean, this guy covered it all,
He
right?
was so well rounded.
He covered it all. So. In 2017, I was inducted into the Rock Gods Hall of Fame, for my work with Meatloaf and Jay Giles and Five Star Loser, my punk band. And so now I do a lot of those events. As alumni, they call you out. And, most of the time I'm playing drums. So they have called me out to play with all of the former members of Prince who are now being inducted into the Rock Gods Hall of Fame April 10th
Wow.
next year.
That is so cool.
Yeah, so I think, Sheila E. I mean, it's just everybody who's played with Prince.
For the
who's-
record, first album I ever bought was Prince. I didn't buy an album until it was like 11 years old or 10 years old. But the first album I ever bought
But you
was...
stole one before that.
No, I should have. I should have, but I didn't. I should have.
First one he paid for was the Prince album.
Correct. The first one I paid for. It's kind of like the first woman I paid for. No, that's a horrible joke. I won't go there. No, but Prince,
similar.
Prince,
But very similar.
Prince and the New Power Generation.
Right, yeah.
I used to like the song Diamonds and Pearls. This
Yeah.
was after Little Red Corvette and all that
Yeah.
other stuff.
Yeah.
But that was the first album I ever bought. And then I had the opportunity to see Prince, and I will never forget this show. I saw him at the Rio when he, I think it's Crown Nightclub, but he bought it out.
Yes.
And I went there on media night, and there were maybe several hundred people there. And I'm seeing this guy perform. And I'm just thinking to myself, I just had this feeling like this is a once in a lifetime opportunity, and it was. And sadly, he passed away several years later. But
Yeah.
certainly one of the most influential. Can anyone here sing Purple Rain right now? Can I put anybody on the spot? Can they sing?
Campaign probably can.
No. Can anybody bust out a Prince song now, a cappella? No, JD, you've been known to do this from time to
do
time.
sometimes, but I don't really have this one down. I'm not
No?
overly comfortable right now. My younger brother's actually on his way to visit me for Christmas, and I don't want to embarrass
You don't want
him.
to ruin that.
I don't want to ruin that.
Oh,
no.
come on, man.
Purple rain.
There we
There you
go.
Purple rain.
Oh, 7, never watch them fall. Okay, fair enough. Okay, number to call 25. We'll end that one pretty quickly. 25. Actually, you did it. That was actually pretty good.
That's all right.
That was on the spot. 257-5396 is the number to call. We have Alicia and Daniel from Sixx Gun Music. It is such an awesome guitar shop because I walked in there. The grand opening of it. It was like the media day, and there was somebody performing. There were some people performing there. Some local celebrities were there, and it's just even if you're not planning on buying a guitar, even though walking into your store will make you want to buy a guitar, just to walk around and just see all the cool stuff they have in there. Like I said, it's like a guitar museum. It's really cool. It's like no other store in Vegas.
People
It's very
do come
unique.
in and they bring their dogs. They're running around. They're having coffee. They're just literally. I mean, someone commented
That's
on
cool.
the couch the other day. Like, where'd you get this couch? And I said, oh, we made it. So yes, we made some of the furniture in the shop.
That's
too.
cool. And if you're wondering, by the way, where it is, it's on Sunset. It's right in the PT's lot there.
1631 East Sunset, right in the plaza with PTs. We're watching the planes land all day. We couldn't get any closer to the airport unless we were
It
on
is
the
right
other side
there.
of the fence. It's
You are
right there.
you are literally
Yeah.
right there. So
Right.
I cannot wait to see what my guitar looks like. That I'm
Me
extremely
neither.
excited.
I can't wait to see what it
I
looks
cannot wait. And
I'm very serious about that Trump Biden guitar.
Yeah,
That's
we're-
going to
like.
take place.
That's it.
We
Bust out
need to
some.
work that
We're
out.
drawing that
Yeah,
out.
that'll be perfect. In
Yes.
we're going to make that happen. By the way, they are giving away a Gibson guitar. In order to be eligible, you need to check them out, write them a letter or email explaining to them. And that email is Daniel, DANIEL, at sixgunmusic.com. Tell them why you deserve this guitar, and they're going to be giving one away. So that's a
Yeah.
really cool
We're
prize. to
Really
give away. We
looking to
appreciate
give
that.
it to someone who both needs and deserves. I mean, tell me what your situation
So
is.
tell me when I can pick it up.
Yeah. Maybe you used to play, or you have a relative who used to play, and they just they sold their favorite guitar
That's cool.
to pay the rent or whatever, and they need a guitar, or a child who was starting out, or someone who maybe was injured for years, and a lot of people are getting back into playing.
Sure.
I really wanted to go to someone who really needs the guitar.
Sure.
We're happy to do this. We've done it before. We're giving away an outstanding, guitar.
That's nice of you to do
Don't
that.
take it right to Pawn Stars or nothing.
No.
Exactly.
Don't do that.
He's like, yes.
That's something JD would do.
Yeah.
I would never do
Well,
something
it
like
definitely crossed my mind that I could see something like that happening.
Yes. Yeah.
we don't want that to happen. You have to choose wisely. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And I'm
Yeah.
sure you will. Well, listen, Alicia, Daniel, thank you so much for coming in and being here.
Anytime.
We really do appreciate it. Congratulations on all your
Absolutely.
success with this new store. We
Thank
love
you.
it when these new businesses open up in Las Vegas and they're successful like yours are, and it's different. That's what we like about it, and it's unique. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank
Hey,
you
thanks a lot,
for
guys.
having
Great
us.
to
Come
be
on,
here.
come on again soon. Can't wait to have you guys
All
back
right.
on. Have a great holiday.
Very
by the way.
soon. Yeah, we're going to be giving you that guitar soon, so you better.
You're going to come in studio. You're going to come in studio.
it ready.
Yes.
Get it ready.
Thank you for doing that. You guys are the best. All right. The people from Sixx Gun Music. Check them out. We'll take a quick break and wrap things up when we come back. The Vegas Take, 101.5 FM, 720 AM, KDON.